S. Chan presents Educational Video Lectures. Difficult concepts made easy. Study anywhere, anytime.
In this era of technology, you all are aware how to write emails and what are emails. Have you ever thought of how to content your email writing?
If you want to study these topics in detail, refer to these books from Vikas Publishing House. Link is provided in the description box.
I'm Dr. Divyabha. I would be presenting how to write emails and what are the contents which we need to take care of while writing emails. We will be covering this in this particular lecture. So, mastering the email writing skills. Emails, you all know that somebody has to be the addressee in the email, and email IDs are being given. There has to be some subject also, and then body of the email writing. How to frame that body of the email writing is important here, because other aspects which are being there are clear to everyone, and it is almost known to everyone now, because we are living in this era where technology is very, very important and everyone has email ID. So when we talk about the emails and what is the role of emails in any kind of communication, in the organization, business organization, how this email has come into existence. Communication we are talking about earlier, a lot of time was given only for the communication, because I am communicating something through my written communication, others are getting it through mails, they are getting it, after that they are writing it back whenever they have time and at their suitable time. I am getting the feedback, then maybe I am taking some actions on it. Generally it happens when mails are taking a lot of time. And that is the reason electronic media came into existence, and people have started using emails for easy communication, for fast communication. The moment you send a message, the person is getting it, receiving it. Whether it is being responded to, it is based on the kind of email you have written, the kind of response, action-oriented email you have written. So we will be talking about how we need to frame our emails here. So, a significance of the understanding, and there is always the purpose of writing email. We do not write emails without any purpose, without any objective, organizational objective if we are talking about. So, there is an objective that needs to be completed and it has to be fulfilled. That is the reason we are writing. And purpose could be we are inquiring about some details, we are requesting for some information, we are requesting for some finances for our project, and maybe updates are required for certain purpose. It is not within the organization, even outside the organization. Being good professional, you should know how to write such inquiries, how to write such quotations, and how to invite quotations, send quotations. You should know how to ask for best quotations from somebody, and you should know how to, if there are some complaints also, first thing you should know how to complain well, whether it is being responded to or not, how to answer those complaints if complaints are there, how to adjust those problems. And when you are adjusting the problems, there has to be minimum loss to the organization, but your the clients, your customers should be satisfied and happy with the kind of redressal you have done. So all these things are important. How to frame it, how to write it, that is very, very important. Now if we talk about the subject line, email ID you already know. You will write the email ID of the person to whom you want to receive this email. And your email ID comes naturally, so it is automatic which comes. Now the first thing which comes, that is important thing, how to write a subject line. Subject needs to be framed properly. What is that? The importance of clear and relevant subject line. If you are not writing the relevant subject line, if you are not writing the exact subject line which is not giving proper idea of what you have written in your email, it is somehow it is not a proper communication. If you are writing too long subject lines, maybe you want that people should read everything only in the subject line, it is not professional. If you are writing too short lines, subject lines, that also shows that you are not telling everything in advance what exactly you are talking about in your email. So subject line should be standard, where you are giving the hints what you want to say in your complete email. So writing effective subject lines that convey the main points of the email. Again, main points could be very large and maybe very lengthy. So just you need to concise, and you should know how to concise. The art of concising your writing is very, very important, and you need to show that in your subject line itself. Then greetings and openings in the email. So do you think it is important? First, you write the subject line, proper subject line, shorter subject line in the email subject. Then greetings are important. How to greet people. Do not start if you have a complaint regarding some product, some services you have taken from somebody, and then you are writing an email of complaint. When you are writing an email of complaint, it's not that you will forget those basics also, that you need to greet somebody in the opening itself. So how to open your emails? It is always that appropriate greeting should be on the basis of level of receivers. Maybe somebody who is your customer, please greet them carefully. Somebody whom you have taken something, and then also greeting should be done properly. And familiarity with the recipient, maybe you know that person. It is not as formal communication as emails are. Generally, emails are considered to be very, very formal communication. So when you are writing, addressing somebody and you know them very well, maybe a friend, then also greetings are important, but again, not very formal greetings are important. So dear sir, dear ma'am is enough. Do not write more than this. Respected, you are not supposed to write, because it is not an application. And certainly name is also very, very unprofessional when you are only writing the name. So there are ways of writing. First thing, either you will write dear sir, dear ma'am, or maybe the name dear so and so and Mr. so and so, and maybe the last name, surname could be added as dear. Then professional email openings that set a positive response. Opening should show that it is in a positive manner, whether you are complaining about the product, or maybe this is the adjustment email when you are not convinced the kind of complaint has come to you, and you are adjusting that, you are not agreeing with the remarks of others, then also opening should always be positive. Nothing stops you to be polite, to be convincing, but again, it is not that you will not give due credit to others, and the positive opening is not there in your emails. Now address one topic per paragraph to enhance readability. Whenever I have 3 complaints and I am talking about all those 3 complaints, but one complaint in one paragraph, second complaint in second paragraph, that gives readability to others, that gives understanding to others how to go about it. They will also be able to answer in a proper manner one paragraph, one problem and the response on that problem, then second problem and response on that second problem. If you are merging all the problems together, they will not be able to answer you properly. That is the reason why certain words like firstly, secondly, thirdly, these have come into existence, because they want everything should be done in a proper manner, and in a one point should be addressed in one line. Then use bullet points and numbers if their list is numerous. A number of problems are there, a number of inquiries are there, if number of adjustments are there, then to present information clearly, and there is information which you really want to convey. So do use bullet points if they are more than 5. If they are less, it is not required. So maybe bullet points are required if list is there. Keep paragraphs concise and focused. Emails are not to be used for lengthy communication. Nobody has time to read those communication and then answering you back. If longer communication is there, if you think I need to write something in length, please do use the help of letters rather than emails. Emails should be used for short communication and for short answers. If you have a lot of things to tell, it is always better to use the attachments with your email. Clarity, brevity is, again, when you write something, you cannot write in detail, and clarity should be given. Clarity of facts, clarity of ideas should be given in your writing. The need of clear and direct language is required for any email communication. If you are not communicating with direct communication, with direct interest, you don't have to leave anything on the intention of the reader, that they will understand it whatever they want to. You have to write it concisely so that others can understand it properly. Avoid unnecessary jargons here, which are not to be used. Acronyms should not be used. And overly technical terms should not be used if you think your users cannot understand it. If they can understand it, then it is good, because there is a possibility of technical communication which is taking place, or maybe this is a technical agenda which has taken place in the form of email. Then you can use it, but you need to keep in mind who is the receiver of your emails. Then explain the value of being concise and conveying the necessary information. Only necessary information should be conveyed, and asking for necessary answer. Do not do not give any chance, any scope to your readers to write in response on longer messages which have no relevance. So relevance is also required. While writing, even complaints also, you need to find out what kind of tone you are using. Are you polite while writing something? There is an importance of maintaining a professional and respectful behavior, respectful tone for others. Whosoever is reading, they have their own respect in their organization. So if they are receiving your messages in impolite manner, or maybe the tone is harsh, which is not acceptable, they will also respond in the same manner. So just think, whatever you can take it easily, please, it is important for others also. For you, this is your duty to write in such a manner. So something which you can take, write in that manner, that response would be in the same manner. Politeness, maybe if there are some requests, some inquiries, and maybe some responses you are asking for, in these areas it is very, very important to be very polite and give them timeline also. See, if you are asking for some inquiries, inquiry is required, like for camera, inquiry is required after 3 years or 4 years, and then you are asking for the inquiry and you are not telling them that you require it by next week or by the end of this week. If you are not telling them, they will not be able to answer, or prompt answer you will not get. If you need a prompt answer, please do give them the deadlines also, but with politeness. And if you say, even if you are complaining and you want the answer should come quickly, then also you have to be polite by saying that you want and you are expecting the answer by this date, rather than saying, I want this to be done, this to be completed, or maybe this to be handed over or exchanged, or I need the money back by the end of this month, otherwise I'll see you. So such things should not be there, because this is the first correspondence. It should be polite and taken in a positive manner. Formatting and readability is also one of the important aspects of your writing. You are writing in your own, maybe a very small font you have used, or very big font you have used, or a different font you have used. It has to be standard, and the proper formatting, paragraph, link breaks, if you think that line breaks are also important, and maybe some spacing is required for certain point to emphasize on, please do use that, and highlight the significance. Now, font should be readable, size should be readable, and it is important when you are writing something, others can understand it the manner you want them to make them understand. Avoid excessive use of capitalization, which is very, very annoying. Italics also, but yes, for emphasis you can use, but general communication you must avoid it. It is very, very annoying for others to understand and read it. So, so far we have covered what is email and why these emails are important, and how to format, how to tone your email writing, and what are the aspects of email writing in the organizations. That much we have covered till now, and we will continue after the break.
Now quality learning is easily available at your doorstep. S. Chand Academy brings detailed lectures based on UGC curriculum as per the New Education Policy 2020. So do not forget to subscribe to the S. Chand Academy and access the wide world of knowledge conveniently sitting within the comfort of your home. Stay connected and keep watching S. Chand Academy. Happy learning!
So far we have covered what is email writing, the importance of email writing, what is the process of writing your emails in such a manner that formatting is important, what kind of tone you should use, and the mannerism you are using in your email writing. That depends on what kind of answer, what kind of reply you are expecting from others. Now we will be talking about the other important aspects of the email. If you think that email writing, so we have covered everything, whatever was required, a tone is good, and we are asking, subject line is also going very well, and whatever formatting was required, appropriate of that time, we have done that also. Then also sometimes you don't get the response on time. What is the reason for that? We need to cover this also in this particular lecture. So call to action. If you think that I'm not getting the response on time and I was supposed to take this action, or I was supposed to get the response in 3 weeks of time, and I'm not being able to complete my work because the inquiry was there, and all these things are there, then if you think why I'm not getting it, just think about it. Whatever you have written, was it asking for any call for action? So clear call to action has to be given in your, if at all it is applicable to your writing, applicable to your subject. Do write by when you need response and what are the reasons of it. If you asking for any inquiries of some certain material, maybe certain ideas, or maybe you are asking for some services, then you need to mention by when you require it and what is the reason why do you require it. They will understand the purpose. Once they understand the purpose, once they understand the timeline, they will definitely respond to it. So respond is actually it is basically based on your writing that email. Effective closing lines that prompt a response. Maybe you can give some offers also. Inquiry letter, if you give us reply by this date, we will be able to give you that purchase order. Or maybe we want to finish this task as soon as possible and we do not have much vendors. We would like to hear from you soon so that the action should be completed. So anything you are writing in your closing lines, that is the response is dependent on that. So just mention that specifically. When do you want it? Why do you want it? If you think signatures are important, closing is important for any communication. Based on the formality of the email, you need to write your signature, you need to close your writing. If action orientation is there, please do mention it. If there is no such action oriented response you require, or maybe it is a general inquiry or general thing, general information you are giving, there is no action required on it, do not mention it. Closing can be a normal closing, but if action is required, do mention it. And the email signature with relevant contact information. You are not writing your phone number. For better understanding, somebody may like to contact you through phone. Do mention your phone number, do mention your address. Your designation is also very, very important. So it is important to have very professional signature where your name is there, your designation, your contact details are being given, and some affiliation if there are any. Do mention everything in your addresses. It is important. It goes in your, these signatures generally goes automatically and it is attached to your emails. Proofreading is important for emails or not, because it is a short communication. Why do we proofread? We have already written whatever was required. It is always a negative aspect of any communication. It is important to proofread and to catch the errors before sending. You have written it clear, that is fine, but once you have written, even it is of 3-liner email, then also it is important to reread it and check, proofread it, check for errors and correct it. And it is a break is required if it is a very, very important email. And when you are writing the subject, maybe a very lot of information has been given, lot of information has been asked, then it is important to take a break before the final proofreading to ensure that you are coming back with a fresh mind and reading it again, so that anything which is confusing can help you to improve that. Attachments and links. What kind of attachments and links are required to be sent? You cannot attach each and everything in your communication. When you're filing, you are sharing your files, and are you sharing it effectively? So whatever is desired, required, just share that through attachments rather than whatever is there available and you are sharing it with emails. I have seen a lot of emails which are having a lot of brochures, whether it is required or not, but brochures are coming as an attachment. So just think which brochure is required for this communication, just send that only. And mentioning attachment in the body of the email, this is also very, very important. There are chances, that is the reason why proofreading and editing is required. There are chances you are writing that attachment is there in the email and there is no attachment. People can ask for it again. And if you are not writing at all, there is an attachment and you forget to attach something, people will not ask also. So it is always important to acknowledge the attachment in your email, that I am attaching or something is enclosed with this email. You must write it, acknowledge it, so that if it is not there, if at all some other attachment has gone, they can ask for it and clarify it in advance. Privacy and security is important. You need to identify whom you are sending this email, rather than there are in emails there is one column of CC where you are carbon copying somebody else also who is not supposed to take action on your email. In 2, you are writing the person email ID who is supposed to take the action, and CC who is not supposed to take action only for the information you are sending it. But there is one column also which is blind carbon copy, which is called BCC also. When you are sending, you are writing emails here, maybe you don't want that everybody will understand, everybody will get to know who all are the receivers of this email. So when you are sending it like in BCC, just take care of these things, that how to use and when to use BCC. It is very, very important, and for maintaining secrecy and security and privacy in your emails, it is important that you must know how to use it. Sharing sensitive data, whether you can share that any sensitive data. You must have seen in the armed forces, people are not using these common emailers, Gmail and other mails, because confidentiality to be maintained, and email is something which can easily be trapped, and people are not using it as one of the common mediums of communication. If you are also sharing some email, some important information and some confidential information of that, it can be what kind of email to be used and what kind of matter you can use in it. Then practice and feedback. It is important that any written communication should be practiced well. Even if you are writing emails, you should practice it well, then only you will be able to master it. Mastering email writing skills. There are so many people who have that capacity, who have that ability to write very well. There are people who can speak well, but you need to convert that speaking well into the expression of writing and action-oriented writing. It is important, and you should know how to do that. Now, seeking feedback from colleagues or mentors to refine your writings, there is no harm. People are there who may know some of the things better than you. You can take their help for writing emails and how to address those emails, and what are the subject lines, how important, how expressive our subject lines are. So you can take the help of from others, and just think about what are the important points you have written. You were supposed to write, you must write it, and enhance your professional communication skills while writing something. There are all the mediums of communication. One is writing, one is speaking. So everywhere you should focus equally, and the use of visuals, bullet points, and concise text in your presentation. In your presentation of email, it is important, and just take care of these things well. Thank you very much.
If you want to study these topics in detail, refer to these books from Vikas Publishing House. Link is provided in the description box. If you found our video interesting, please like, share and subscribe. And do not forget to press the bell icon.
All rights reserved. This video has been prepared for educational purposes only. No part of it may be reproduced or copied without the permission of the copyright holder.